What up, guys? Welcome back to the Chop Shop. Much more positive, happy Chop Shop. But those things needed to be said. Sorry, not sorry. If you notice, the Ranger's aired up. The Ranchero's gone. This means I have money burning a hole in my pocket. My custom wagon is done. I ended up knocking out just a quick bicycle chain handle on it. Did some POR, clear coated the wood. Just did some real quick padded inserts in it. And that thing's actually sold along with the Ranchero. And remember my buddy Jesse? He's got a sick ass little shop. He's been holding on to something for me for a minute. Like I said, I've got money burning a hole in my pocket, so I'm gonna go get it. Yeah, I'm kind of impressed.
Fair, because of this.
It's just the first.
Pull the flywheel.
Oh, nice. It's just wedged in there, huh? Oh, it's got the starter on the block too, so if I can crank this thing free and get it rolling, I could potentially just fire it up.
Like I said, I just popped the plug out and I kept oil in it, and it broke itself free.
Yeah, I figured I'd fill it up with fluid and just maybe once a week see if I could put a little tension on it.
Yeah. That's all I did. But I'm not for years. Again. How far do you want to go?
Yeah, well, the truckers say center of the axle is the best, right?
Rolling? Yeah.
Just taking it just fine, huh? It's not bad at all, dude. I drove home with that marine engine mounted all the way back here.
Really?
Like hanging off of it, yeah. That was on the bypass. I went like 65, 70.
Really?
With that. Yeah, dude. I had my cherry picker, the marine engine, it's driving everything in this thing. Son of a bitch! Just real quick before we move on, just want to give a quick shout out to Roger. I've shouted him out before. Him and I shoot the shit back and forth on Instagram, and he likes to send me cool oddball stuff. He's previously sent me this spray gun, a handful of stickers. Particularly my favorites are these house board shop ones, a Super Mario looking one, and then there's the Star Wars looking guy. But most recently, he sent me this like damn near mint bicycle seat, and I'm not 100% sure which ride it's going to go on, but it's definitely going to go on something. Thank you. He also sent me some plates to go on the wall. And just a bit off topic, but Kyle, who follows me on the Eppy Shop Facebook page, noticed that I have a bit of a green thumb, and I bought a bunch of like super hot and rare hot peppers this year, and he sent me a whole bunch of hot pepper seeds, which some of these are, you know, all for free. So he hooked me up with hella hot pepper seeds. I still got bags of them. So thank you, dude. Believe me, it's gonna be spicy around here for sure. And last, but most certainly not least, gotta give Jesse a shout out, because he hooked me up with a super fair price on that thing. So speaking of Jesse, when he was out picking one day, the old man gifted him an item under the premise that he gifted it to the next person. He was not to sell it to that person. I ended up being that person. So I think that's kind of like a cool story to start for a part. Long story short, this is that part. T-Bird hood, I'm not 100% sure the year of it exactly. I think it's like a 56 or 7. But if you happen to have the car that this goes to, and are within like an hour of the cold water area, hit your boy up. I would like to gift this to you, because I think it's just kind of like a cool story of the part. It was gifted to Jesse under the obligation that he didn't make any money off of it. He gifted it to the next person, and now, like I said, I feel like I've inherited that I need to gift it to the next person. So if you have a project you can use this on, or you have the specific car that it goes to, hit me up. But without further ado, let's get to this fat dog. Tubby Dubby. This is a 425 Bonehead. Isn't that right, Tub? Okay, for cereals. This is a 425 Buick Nailhead. And first and foremost, it is locked up. When Jesse brought it home a couple years ago, it was locked up then. He poured in whatever concoction of mystery oil he put in it, was able to pop it loose. After acquiring an abundance of projects, it sat for years, has since locked back up. Oh, bless you, Tubby. See? I was making fun of you, and now you can't breathe. Sleep apnea, have an ass. You gonna make it? Are you embarrassed? My man. Anyway, I have high hopes on trying to break this thing back loose. Not with the reality factor of driving it without a rebuild. But if it does break loose, in theory, that means it'll fire it up. Or will fire up. You know, brand new distributors are actually pretty cheap for them, which I would like to do some, you know, period vintage stuff on it. Cool feature, I guess, besides some pretty obvious things. The bell housing is basically part of the block. You see the starter is part of the block. So literally, if I can break this thing loose, all we got to do is slap a carb on it, get juice and some fuel to it, and she'll fire up. Obviously, if you'll note the odd position of the valve covers being completely flat, I did mock up just a rocker assembly just real quick, so you can get still look at the oddball rocker setup. I only got 2 of them on here, and there would be a variant of springs and obviously the rest of the rockers. But you see, they all mount on the shaft at just an insanely odd and horrible angle. The valves in these are kind of garbo. The ports, everything. The head design is just kind of garbo, but it's super cool. And at the end of the day, cool is what matters. As far as what I'm going to do with it, honestly, I think this is going to be like another long-term project. I don't know what I'm going to put it in yet, but as you see, I'm starting to do it too. Jesse's doing it. Every old hot rodder I see has like a dream engine that they're slowly going to like dress out with period corrected vintage parts on it and old like correct sounding cam grind.
To take a regular carburetor, that's a Holly, I don't give a shit. They're better than Edelbrock crap. Made those headers. Give a little bit of feed. pressure the exhaust all the way back.
That's probably what this will be. It's just a basic, as cheap as I can, bang this bottom end back together. It'll probably be, you know, the factory heads, maybe some larger valves or something. Just a gnarly, lopey ass cam. I'd like maybe run some triple deuces or a dual quad. Came with the factory, one of the factory options, 2-barrel. Also got the 4-barrel. They were, I believe, factory optioned with a triple deuce and a dual quad. It'd be super dope to find like a rear blower manifold or like some more fuel injection, some velocity stacks or something. That'd be sick nasty. But that's the future of this engine. And then I think it's expensive to adapt to some later model GM transmissions. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't started hitting the Googles for that information yet. Speaking of oddball adapters, I think I'm pulling the plug for now on this Honda engine. So if you happen to be interested in it, just hit your boy up. Because this is cool. I don't know why I keep bringing shit like that home. I don't. Anyway, what else? Besides the super oddball firing order of 1, 2, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, 3. That's super oddball to me. As you know, like there's like the 289 firing order, the 302 HO 351 firing order, or LS firing order. That's right, because an LS is just a Windsor.
Shit, they're better.
Basically, I said it. And then there's just with the small block Chevy firing order. I know I should probably know these things off the top of my head, but like pretty much the small block Chevy firing order is kind of what like most vehicles go off of. This is a uber oddball, which is probably why it sounds so badass with some zoomies, which is probably the exact route that I'm going to go. Probably be little to no exhaust on this thing eventually. Dee-do-dee-do-dee-do-dee-do. And I don't... So I brought it home, so obviously I'm not working on this thing, and I'm a poor guy. I just had money burning a hole in my pocket because there was a car that's no longer here. But I've been wanting this thing for a while, so I don't regret this decision at all. I think that's it, man. I gotta get this garage cleaned up because, believe it or not, my little spider web plant hangers that I made are taken off. I have a bunch of those to make, so I got to get to work, which will potentially result in a radiator and new flywheel and clutch, and then driving this damn truck, because it's basically radiator and flywheel and stuff away from breaking the cam in and being a driving truck. The rear end needs finished, but that's about it. Like, subscribe, share, something offensive about your mom. I'm out.